Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Steven here, NWSmallBatchBrewing. Another brew day. So this one was kind of a spur of the moment idea, and hopefully, if you stay till the end, fingers crossed, we'll have a special guest on at the end of the video. I am making a marshmallow stout. Ever since I saw Clawhammer do their marshmallow stout, gotta be honest, I've been wanting to make one. This is not their recipe. What I'm going to do is take another recipe that I have and tweak it. So I have a recipe. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Samuel Smith. They're out of England. One of my favorite breweries. That they can make so much good beer. But they make an oatmeal stout that's incredible. And so I have like a clone recipe of mine that's as a clone of their oatmeal stout. And I'm going to do marshmallows in it. And then I'm also going to add some toasted coconut. So this is going to be a toasted coconut marshmallow oatmeal stout. Boom. Yeah, so I'm going to go over everything as I go because this is going to get too long otherwise. But I'm going to start with toasting the oats. There are about 0.41 pounds, so almost half a pound of flaked oats in this. This is a 4-gallon recipe. That way I can fit 4 gallons in my keg and leave a gallon of headroom. Yeah, so I'm going to toast the oats because that's the first step in making this properly made oatmeal stout. So come with me and let's get started. All right, so I set the oven for 300 degrees Fahrenheit and I put in the 0.41 pounds of flaked oats on a cookie sheet. That's 6.56 ounces if you want to convert it. And I'm just going to check it every few minutes and stir them up until they're nice and golden. Starting off with 77%. UK Golden Promise base malt. .4 ounces of UK Crystal 55. I milled up the lighter grains and then I put them back in and milled them a second time, and then I milled the dark grains separately and remilled those a second time as well. .5 ounces of toasted oats from earlier. Two generous handfuls of rice hulls in the end. I'm doing an overnight mash, so I'm going to separate the dark malts and mash them later. Starting with 9.92 ounces of chocolate malt. Last but not least, 4.64 ounces of roasted barley. It's time to mash in at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just doing the light grain since I'm mashing overnight, and going to use my handy dandy drill paddle to mash. Alright, so it's the next morning and I'm going to go ahead and mash in the dark grains. Try to be gentle and not mess up the bottom of the grain bed. Just gently mash into the top. 20 minutes. Alright, I'm getting close to a boil, so it is time to drain the main grain. Alright, so I'm at a boil now. I'm going to throw in my one and only addition, 60-minute hop addition, 1.26 ounces of East Kent Goldings. Alright, I put the marshmallows under the broiler in the oven and cooked them until they started to turn brown. And then I tossed them in and added them to the boil. And last, I went ahead and threw in a Whirlfloc tablet, let it cool down, took a reading, and as you can see, the expected reading was 1048, but that was not including the marshmallows. Adding the marshmallows brought it up to 1065 original gravity. And I'm going to go ahead and seal this sucker up and do a no-chill overnight. Well, it's the next day and the wort is down to pitching temperature. So first step, transfer it into a fermenter. Oh no. Damn. Well, that's a problem. Well, it looks like easy mode aeration is out the window, so I will just have to seal this up and shake it the old-fashioned way. Well, it's time to pitch the yeast. I'm using Imperial A07 Flagship yeast, and I'm going to stick a floating dip tube on this, and we are good to go for fermentation. I'm at the 2-week mark, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in the toasted coconut into the beer. And then my guess is at the end here, I'm going to have to transfer the beer into a new vessel unless somehow that coconut magically falls to the bottom. We shall see. Hey, everybody. So the Marshmallow Stout is done, and it's finished fermenting. And it is now time for me to have a little chat with my special guest. I invited another YouTuber to make the same kind of beer, some kind of Marshmallow Stout. And we sent each other samples so that we could try them and see how they are. So without further ado, let me introduce Lady Fermenter. She has got a YouTube channel out there. I'll put links in the description. I'll try to put one up in the corner of the screen. Make sure you check out her channel. Give her a subscribe and a like. She has some really good content and really knows what she's doing. So let's see how that goes. Well, gosh, you sent me so much stuff. I added your
likewise,
but I always put up stickers that people send me from their YouTube up here.
Oh,
so
very
like
cool.
Filming, so I put your stickers up here.
Oh, very cool.
This is really cool too that you sent me this droppers because
yeah,
I've been needing something to do.
I've heard you say it a couple times on your whiskey tastings.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I found your channel because it's very unusual to see women in brewing, let alone having a YouTube channel that they're brewing. In fact, I only know of a couple, and they don't put up content anymore. The ones I know of,
I can see why.
Stopped. So it's pretty rare.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
and I just liked. I like that your contents. I mean, it's really clear. You know a lot about brewing. I mean, you can watch some YouTube channels, and they're really just in it for trying to make money, or I don't know. They're not into it for the homebrewing part of it.
Yeah. I tried to break everything down in case somebody doesn't know, but
yeah, for sure.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. So,
well, which beer should we start with?
Your choice. Your choice. The would you hand me his, please? I've got his I put in the fridge.
Yeah, okay, we can do mine. I mean, I put the rest on my keg, but
I'm sure it's
all right.
fine.
Oof, it's foamy though.
It looks good.
Wow.
What?
Is yours doing that?
No. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, yours
looks.
That's all right.
This is yours.
Interesting.
Tastes good. I don't get a lot of coconut. So how did you get the marshmallow in?
So I got the big marshmallows, like the larger, I guess they're standard size. Okay. And then I just put them on a cookie sheet. I had to do it in like 2 batches and put them in the oven. It did not take long at all for them to, because I wanted to try to get that campfire, like, toasted marshmallow, but I feel like the marshmallow didn't come through at all.
I'm not getting a lot of marshmallow, especially because you toasted it.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to know, like, what's going on.
Well, I'm going to let that sit there and maybe warm up a little bit.
That's a good idea.
Because that could be too what's muting some of the flavors. So yours, I think I didn't really look too closely because I wanted it to be a surprise. But I noticed, so yours, you put in chocolate, so cacao, or how did you put chocolate?
I honestly, I just used, my recipe. I used chocolate wheat, which I was concerned about from Wireman, but it worked fine. So, and of course I was, didn't plan ahead enough to.
We both used flaked oats. That's interesting. I used chocolate malt. I didn't use which one? I used Baird's chocolate malt because I think that's what I had on hand.
So I split the batch because that's what I do on the channel, is we're always testing something out. So one batch was on vanilla beans. And after fermentation was completed, and the other one I used marshmallows. I didn't toast them, but the marshmallows were a mess.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, yours really smells chocolatey.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? That was just a
Yeah.
pound and a half of Wireman chocolate wheat. Because marshmallows are weird.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
they're corn
I
syrup,
yeah.
artificial flavoring. I didn't toast it because I didn't want that some more
Yeah.
schmorks flavor. So I didn't toast it. So I was just looking for straight up vanilla or straight up marshmallow.
See, I'm starting to taste the coconut now that mine's warming up a little bit.
Let's see.
Especially like the
Mhm.
on the finish.
It's in the aroma now too.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. It turned out good.
I think I would use more coconut next time. And I would add chocolate and vanilla to it. But
More
I don't know.
stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know that the marshmallows are even worth it.
Now
I don't know
that
that they added anything.
is my conclusion. It was a mess. It was sticky, and it took me 2
Yeah.
rounds to get the fermenter clean, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I put mine. I toasted mine and then immediately put them into like the last 10 minutes of the boil.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
did they melt down for you?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I couldn't do that because I was splitting the batch.
Right.
Because that's
Yeah.
what I do on the channel is split.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of brewing channels, and I'm like, well, then I like to test things out, and so that's how we started. Was I just wanted to share.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
since you don't have time to do this, I'll do it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Yeah,
All
like I
right.
said, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Let
let you
me
go
send me
because
an email about the one with the marshmallows and see if there's
all
any.
right. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. You too. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thanks. You
All
too.
right.
Bye
Bye.
bye.